We apologize for some technical difficulties, but I believe we're back on the air now after some internet outages here in the Pyramid. Right now the Beach are ahead 22-15 as they've continued playing very strong here in this first set of the season opener.
Yeah, it's a packed crowd here tonight, Bruce. Everybody's on their phones, everybody's on their computers. So much work being done. We're just a part of it.
Beach ahead by 7. It's Elise Gee behind the service line for Long Beach State. The senior tosses it up, hits it right into the net. Service error there for Long Beach, trims the lead down to 6.
Trims the lead to 6, but don't look now, Bruce. Long Beach State just 3 points away from taking set number 1.
Stanford, the number 6 team in the country, trying to come in here to the Pyramid and try and right their ship, and lost to Nebraska in a sweep on Sunday. Serving here is Taylor Yu for the Cardinals. She floats it over and out of bounds. Nice read in the back row for the Beach. 23-16 now the score.
Yeah, you can see a few of these Long Beach State players looking up at the scoreboard now. Stepping up into service is the libero, Izzy Mahaffey.
Mahaffey was first team All-Region and a league champion in high school at Queen Creek High School in Arizona. 7-point lead. Mahaffey floats it up and over. Ranging underneath, Yu sets it up. Swing there from Blasov, but it's dug out by the Beach. Now Hammaker on the attack, has it roll into the antenna off of the Stanford blocker, and it's set point for Long Beach State, 24-16, as they look to take set number 1 of their season opener.
For the first time this season, Bruce, the Walter Pyramid rises to its feet. This is electric.
Izzy Mahaffey to take the service as it's set point for the Beach. Mahaffey tosses it up off her left hand, floats the ball across the net. Pass from Blasov, ranging underneath, setting up into the middle. It's a Stanford kill. Logan Parks rotates in and picks it up, so Stanford is still alive.
Stanford stays alive. They're going to make a few changes now. Long Beach just needs to stay composed. They need one more point.
Match point for Long Beach State. The Pyramid faithful all on their feet. Serving here is Julia Blasov for Stanford. Packed student section behind her. Blasov tosses it up, hits it over. Pass goes up to Maddie Maxwell into a just at the net. Maxwell hits it back across to the Cardinal. Yu ranges underneath. It's a block by Thomas. Still up in the air, though, for the Cardinal. Now a roll shot from Stanford. Maxwell sets it up into the middle. Agee floats it over Cardinal with the dig. Now Parks hits it across. Agee with a dig in the back row. Maxwell tries to set it up, sets it over and out of bounds. And the Cardinal win the point. There's an uproar from the Beach crowd. And now it looks like the officials maybe ruling a net, like one of the Beach front row caught it with their elbow. It appears to be what's being explained to Natalie Reagan.
A bit of confusion there. Long Beach just needs to settle down. Stanford still not looking 100% in this first set. 24-18.
6-point lead for Long Beach and match point in this first set. The set point, excuse me. Julia Blasov serves it across. Agee with a pass in the back row. Maxwell ranges underneath. Back set goes over to Logan King. Tip at the net from the Stanford defenders. They still keep it up in the air. Attack from the middle, dug out by King. Maxwell now dinks it across, and it's a kill. The Beach win the first set against Stanford, 25-18, the final score of this first set. What a start to the season for Long Beach State as they win the first set, 25-18.
A dream start, Bruce, and you can't say they didn't deserve it. Long Beach State dominant throughout set number 1. Stanford on their heels throughout. A great performance. No better way to start the season.
A couple of timeouts taken by the Cardinal throughout that first set as they tried to get back on track, but they could not. Beach take it 25-18, and as both teams switch benches here for the first time, it's Long Beach with a 1-0 advantage in their season opener.
Yeah, and the stats don't lie, Bruce. In that first set, Long Beach State hitting an even 300. Stanford hitting dead even. Everywhere you look across this stat sheet, Long Beach dominates. Throughout that first set, only one lead change. Long Beach in control the whole time.
13 kills as a team for the Beach, 6 of them coming from Elise Agee. She missed last year as an injury redshirt, but was second team All Big West the last time she was on the floor back in the 2023 season. So Agee and her return to the floor is absolutely huge for this Beach squad, and she's already making it known that she'll have an impact this year.
Yeah, Agee really impressed me in that first set, Bruce. She leads all scorers, Cardinal and Beach alike. We'll see what she has to offer in this second set. Volleyball, it's a long game, but you like the way the Beach are looking right now.
That second set will be coming up shortly as we take a quick break here on 22 West Radio. Welcome back to the Walter Pyramid. Second set about to get underway after Long Beach State beat Stanford in the first set of the season. And so far, JD, really standing out on this beach side is Maddie Maxwell. She was a second team all-freshman Big West selection last year, finished third on the team in kills per set at 1.94, but she's doing something completely different tonight. The pure setter for Long Beach State is Maddie Maxwell, and she's had success so far. Yeah,
look at the numbers, Bruce. Last season, Maddie Maxwell had 15 assists all season long. Tonight, in the first set, she has 9. Coach Reagan has put her in a position to be successful, and so far, Maxwell has thrived. She's being active on the defensive side. She's getting down and dirty when the ball is on the floor. So far, she's setting up her teammates for success. I love to see it.
It's big shoes to fill at the setter position for this Long Beach State side after Zayna Meyer left via the transfer portal. But Maxwell doing a nice job here, the sophomore stepping in to that role. So the two sides have switched sides now. Stanford trying to get back into this one with a second set victory. The Cardinal, the number 6 team in the nation, have split their first 2 matches of the year, beat number 16 Florida back on August 22nd, and then on Sunday lost in a sweep to Nebraska. So the Cardinal floundering right now, have lost 4 consecutive sets, but will look to get back on track.
Yeah, a very young Cardinal team at that, Bruce. 8 freshmen on this team, 4 sophomores, 3 juniors, and only 3 seniors. So a very young squad faced with a bit of adversity here.
Taylor Yu behind the service line for Stanford to get it started. Pass goes from Mahaffey up to Maxwell. Back set to King, and it's deflected off the Stanford blockers, out of bounds. The Beach win the first point on a kill from Logan King.
Logan King had an excellent first set as well. Got a kill, but really where she made her impact made was at the net, getting up and blocking that time on the outside, swinging away.
1-0 Beach as Sydney Hamaker heads behind the service line. Right in front of the sand pit, she hits it into the net. Had a toss up in the air there that got her out of rhythm. So Hamaker has the service error to even us at 1. Aaliyah Rubin now behind the service line for Stanford. She hits it over. Pass from Hamaker in the back row. Maxwell sets up, but King has to shove it across the net. Stanford on the attack now. Here's Parks, has it blocked, and the recovery is not successful from Stanford. Rubin went to the ground trying to keep it in the air, and on her pass it floated across the net and out of bounds, so the Beach win the point on the block.
Yeah, it was Logan Taylor that time swinging away. We talked about how good Maddie Maxwell has been. Stanford right now with 2 setters on the floor, Taylor Yu and Taylor. You need to figure out who's going to be setting up who right now. Long Beach has jumped out to an early 2-1 lead.
Anna Jelinek subs back in for Long Beach State. 2-1 Beach here in this second set after the Beach took set number 1. Jelinek hits it across, pass from the back row of Etzler, set into the middle from Yu, and it's a kill coming from the middle. Erica Sayer, the freshman middle blocker, has the kill, and the scoreboard's even at 2.
Yeah, Sayer gets the kill and subs right out, making way for Lizzie Andrew. Stanford looking to utilize their middle blockers a bit more here in the second set.
Spencer Etzler, the freshman libero, back to serve now. Ohio State champion her senior year in high school. Hits it across. Nice dig there from Mahaffey on the serve receive. Beach with a long pass across, and it found the outside of the antenna. Elisa Gee tried to go up with the left hand and keep that one alive, but the second touch was a little bit errant there, and Stanford has moved ahead 3-2.
Yeah, a 45-foot bump set isn't going to be the easiest thing to hit, Bruce, especially on your weak hand. Stanford now leads 3-2.
Etzler service again. Into the back row, and errant out of bounds. Nice job by Hamaker to read that one and get out of the way. We're all tied at 3.
Yeah, the 5th service error of the night for Stanford. Both these teams seem to be trading service errors at the moment, keeping this second set close.
Logan King to serve now, the 6'2" left-handed swinging opposite. Hits it across, errant pass, and it's an ace for Logan King. Ipar Kurt in the back row could not control that one. King has another ace.
Yeah, Logan King, 2 aces tonight. Her first 2 aces as a member of Long Beach State. That off-speed she's given Stanford caused them all kinds of problems.
King hits it across again, going to her knees to keep it up is the Stanford back row, and it's a kill this time for Logan Parks. Working on the outside, able to get that one down in front of the Beach defense. So we're all tied at 4.
Yeah, Logan Parks out of Blue Valley North High School, the freshman opposite and setter, an All-American, a 3-time team captain. Very impressive pedigree.
Parks serving now. Maxwell behind her, used the right hand and flipped it across the net. It's a kill for Maddie Maxwell. Second time we've seen her do that tonight, but that was a beautiful move from Maddie Maxwell right at the net for the kill.
Yeah, Maddie Maxwell getting crafty. Had options to her left and right. Decides to go with a bit of trickery.
Could sense there was an open spot on the floor, and Maxwell uses it well. Serve now for the Beach from Elisa Gee. Cardinal attack through a triple block, had a tip at the net, but the Beach keep it up in the air. Second touch from Mahaffey coming from the back row. Gee gets a tip at the net, and it hits the ground on the Stanford side. Elisa Gee is up to 7 kills, and the Beach are ahead 6-2 in the second set.
Elisa Gee going after Logan Parks again. Right now they're on opposite corners from each other, but Gee gets that friendly tip. Logan Parks is left scrambling.
2-point lead for the Beach, 6-4 is the score. Agee serving again, this time kind of floats it over. Pass from the back row of the Cardinal goes to Andrews in the middle for the attack. Maxwell now sets up, and it's another kill for Logan King. The redshirt freshman has looked very impressive so far tonight. King picks up her 3rd kill, and the Beach are ahead by 3.
Logan King was named the best attacker at the U21 Pan American Championships this summer, showing why. She splits the double block. Inch perfect on the swing.
King just recently got back from traveling with Team Canada. Agee serves again. Errant pass in the back row once again for Elia Rubin. She could not control that one. And the Cardinal with another service receive error. Beach ahead by 4. Agee spins the ball on her right hand, standing right in front of the sandpit. Now tosses it up and booms it into the net. Good velocity on that one, but Agee cannot find the Stanford side of the floor. It's 8-5 Beach.
Yeah, that breaks up a bit of a scoring run for the Beach, too. Stanford will be happy to get back in service here. Take a look at the hitting splits right now. Long Beach hitting .353. Stanford still hovering around dead even at .026.
Stanford's attack has not been able to get going so far. Serve from Ipar Kurt. Beach on the attack, has it blocked. Second chance here, Maddie Maxwell backs it. Goes over to King. King deflects off of Kurt in the back row. Maddie Maxwell sets up Logan King, and it's successful again, 9-5 Beach.
Ipar Kurt just couldn't get out of the way fast enough. A lot of velocity on that swing. Logan King is dominating all over the floor right now.
You hear the way head coach Natalie Reagan talks about Logan King. There's a lot of talent for the redshirt freshman, and she has shown it off so far tonight. 9-5 Beach. Serving here is Izzy Mahaffey. She floats it over, pass in the back row from Pringle, and it's a kill for Stanford. Emphatic there for the middle blocker, Lizzie Andrew, as she picks up the kill. Stanford back within 3.
Yeah, Lizzie Andrew already has an impressive pedigree with Team USA, multiple World Championship medals, and a few gold medals at the Pan American Games as well.
9-6 Beach. Andrew floats her serve across. Maxwell in the middle, sets up for the far side. It's a block for Stanford, and somebody on the Beach side in the front row caught a piece of the net as they tried to scramble for that one. So Stanford back within 2 now as they're staying close in this second set.
Yeah, and it's Lizzie Andrew up to serve. So far, hasn't been able to get it over the net tonight. 9-7
Beach. Andrew hits this one in. Mahaffey passes up to Maxwell. Maxwell sets up Agee, who finds the soft spot. That was actually Sydney Hammaker right in the middle of the Cardinal defense. Nobody was down to get it. So the Beach are ahead by 3 once again.
Yeah, Nico Thomas puts 2 fingers to the temple and says that's a smart play. Long Beach just continuing to find the soft spots in the Cardinals' defense.
Sydney Hammaker, the true freshman, with a savvy play right there for the kill. Maddie Maxwell behind the service line for the Beach, tosses it up, floats it across. Pringle with a pass up, back set from Parks. A tip at the net, it looked like, oh no tip as it flies out of bounds. So the attack from Jordan Harvey is errant there. Stanford still can't get going on the offensive side. Beach ahead 11-7.
And no protest from Stanford as well here, Bruce. They're frustrated, they need something, and they need something quick.
Beach ahead by 4. Maddie Maxwell, the setter, doing it all so far tonight as she serves it inbounds again. Pringle with a pass. Parks ranges underneath. The attack this time goes for a kill. Elia Rubin has not been terribly involved so far, but she's the star on the Stanford attack, trying to get hot, and she gets one right there. 11-8 Beach.
Yeah, last season, Elia Rubin, first team All-American, multiple time All-Conference during her career at Stanford. So far, we haven't called her name a bunch tonight, Bruce. The Cardinal will want to get her more involved.
Taylor Yu to serve for the Cardinal. Maxwell ranges underneath the pass. Hammaker once again has the kill. The freshman middle blocker gets fed again and comes through again. 12-8 Beach. Sydney Hammaker with 3 kills so far tonight. Now serving. Pass goes from the back row from Ruben. Back set from Yu, and it's a kill for Stanford. Running right across the net. Erica Sayer picks it up on the assist from Taylor Yu. Stanford keeps it within 3.
Yeah, Maddie Maxwell was in the right spot to get a dig. Just dropped to her knees a bit too early. Long Beach, even when Stanford are getting points, are still getting hands to the ball. That's the most important thing you can do on the defensive side.
Stanford serve goes to the ground to keep it up for Mahaffey. Now it's a beach free ball. Awkward the one there from Thomas. Stanford on the attack, rising up and putting it down. Logan Parks got way up there, jumping out of the gym for the kill, and Stanford's within 2.
Yeah, Logan Parks' 4th kill of the night. She's one of the few Cardinals right now hitting in the positives. Long Beach State holding on to a 2-point lead now.
Logan Parks, the true freshman, showing off the athleticism so far. Serve here from Stanford floats out of bounds. That time it was off of Elia Rubin for the service error. In the back row, the Beach defender jumped up and had to curve the body out of the way to not get a piece of it. Beach back ahead by 3 as they bring in a sub to serve. Once again, it's the true freshman, Anna Jelinek. 3-point lead for the Beach. They're already ahead 1-0, trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead over Stanford. Jelinek floats it over, pass in the back row from Etzler. Now the attack from Parks, tip at the net, but ranging underneath, Jelinek keeps it up in the air. Here's the attack from King. It's a roof for Stanford. Wow, Ipar Kurt rotates over and stuffs that one. Stanford keeps it at a 2-point deficit.
Yeah, Ipar Kurt with a silent pump of the fist after that block. We said Stanford needs something. They can't get it offensively. They're going to look to get up and physical at the net. Haven't had too many blocks tonight. That's their first.
They finally found a way to stop Logan King. Serving is Spencer Etzler. Pass from Mahaffey ranging underneath. Maxwell sets a cross for Agee. It's tipped up and kept in the air by Stanford. And the attack from Parks blocked by the Beach. Second chance coming up for Stanford. Etzler sets it up, and now Kurt has to free ball it over. Good chance here for the Beach. Maxwell back set, goes over to King. King has it dug out. Nice play there by Yu. Stanford now off a tip at the net. Nice work by Mahaffey to keep it up in the air. It turns into a joust. Now just floating it across is King. Stanford attack. Andrew has the kill. Lizzie Andrew takes advantage of a chaotic point right there. And Stanford gets back in system and trims the deficit to 1.
We've seen a lot of long rallies throughout these first 2 sets, Bruce, and Stanford's come out of a few looking good, but Long Beach, again, on the defensive side, they're staying home, they're staying cool. Nothing to panic about right now if you're in a white uniform.
Another serve for Etzler. Mahaffey passes a bit errantly. Maxwell has to range underneath it. Agee with the attack, dug out in the back row by Stanford. Now here's the push over from Kurt, but it's dug out by the Beach. Logan King floats it across. Stanford back on the attack. Etzler sets up Kurt. It's blocked, and it's down. It's a roof for the Beach. A double block of Rianne Sheffy and Logan King. That's a big point for Long Beach as Stanford was starting to gain some momentum. Instead, the Beach back ahead by 2.
We saw it work in set number 1. That double block is deadly, and Rianne Sheffy let out some excitement at the end there. She's feeling the fire right now.
The Beach trying to keep the mojo in this building. A packed out Pyramid for the first game of the fall. Logan King serves just a bit too strong. Really good read in the back row there for Stanford. That one did not miss the service line by much, but they let it go. It's 14-13 Beach as the Cardinal get the serve back. Logan Parks, the Stanford leader with 4 kills so far. Here she goes from behind the service line, and it's an error right into the middle of the net. Stanford with their 7th service error of the night. The Beach ahead 15-13 as we reach the media timeout midway through this second set. JD, the Beach already ahead 1-0 and now ahead midway through this second one. They really have a chance to take a commanding lead in this match.
Yeah, I've been really impressed, Bruce, on the floor with the Beach, with their communication. You see everybody on the floor right now for Long Beach State looking each other in the eyes during the points, after the points, saying, hey, we got this. We're still in this game against a team like Stanford who comes in with a big pedigree. It's easy to get flustered. It's easy to get frustrated when things start, not going your way. But tonight, Long Beach State has looked at home. They look comfortable against this high-powered opposition. Bruce, I wouldn't be surprised if we're staring down an upset come set number 3.
Long Beach ahead 15-13 as they try to position themselves for a second set victory. Got the media timeout, and we'll be back shortly here on 22 West Radio. Timeout breaks, and the Beach are ahead 15-13, already ahead 1-0, and Long Beach looking to pull off a huge home upset. It's not an easy start to the schedule this year for Long Beach. It's Stanford, number 6 in the nation tonight, Oregon State, a very formidable opponent on Sunday, and then on Monday, UCLA comes into the Walter Pyramid, including Long Beach's setter from the last few years, Zayna Meyer, getting to come back to the Pyramid for a rematch. It's 15-13 Beach. Elise Agee ready to serve. She floats it over and out of bounds. Service error trims the lead down to 1 for Long Beach.
Yeah, Elise Agee, 9 points so far tonight. She leads all scorers on both teams. Can't find any spot inside the white lines on that serve. A very close, a very hotly contested second set we have here.
Ipar Kurt to serve now with the Cardinal trailing by a point. Mahaffey goes down and Maxwell has to range a long way to get it. But instead, Sydney Hammaker on an awkward bump serve just floated into the middle of the floor, but the true freshman Hammaker did not have any issue. She puts it right down on the Cardinal side, and an emphatic kill there from Hammaker puts the Beach back ahead by a pair. Sydney Hammaker has been very impressive so far, the true freshman out of Illinois. Izzy Mahaffey, the libero for Long Beach, to serve now. Hits it over and out. So the Beach have fell into a bit of a cold streak from behind the service line. Another error there keeps Stanford within a point. Yeah,
what kept Long Beach State ahead for the majority of the first set was just their ability to put the ball in play, force Stanford to make mistakes, and play good defense. They can't afford to serve themselves out of set number 2.
Coco Kirsch comes off the Stanford bench to serve now. First time we've seen Kirsch tonight. The redshirt sophomore floats it across. Mahaffey with a pass. Maxwell right at the net. Sets it up. Moving across. It's a kill for Nico Thomas, the senior transfer, with a nice play there. Puts it down on the Stanford side, and the Beach are ahead 17-15.
Yeah, Nico Thomas, a bit of a journeywoman career. Her third school in 3 years, but a hot start to her career here at Long Beach. She's getting up and physical inside the 3-foot line. Another kill.
Thomas, one of the last remaining collegiate players that actually had a COVID year, was on CSUN from 2020 through 2023. Now she's with the Beach. Stanford on the attack here, tips it across. Mahaffey keeps it up in the air. Maxwell backside, goes to King. It's denied by Stanford. Ipar Kurt right at the net. Aaliyah Rubin in the area as well. Stanford with a big block there, and it's 17-16 Beach as the Cardinal get the serve back.
Yeah, maybe the first error we've seen tonight from Maddie Maxwell. That set way too low for Logan King. An easy block for the Stanford Cardinal.
Yu serves it over now. Maddie Maxwell ranges underneath, finds Thomas in the middle. That'll be a kill for the Beach middle blocker. Nico Thomas with a couple of kills in these last few points, and the Beach are back ahead 18-16.
Yeah, and once again, we see the Beach recover from a bit of a stumble. Maddie Maxwell, a perfect set that time to Nico Thomas, was able to slam it down. Stanford stood no chance.
Been very impressed by the mindset on this Beach side of the floor so far tonight. Sydney Hammaker serves now. It's inbounds. Cardinal move to the attack, and there's a miscommunication for the Beach. It was a float across the net from Elia Rubin, but nobody on the Beach side went down to get it. Everybody looked at each other and landed right in the middle of 4 players. So it's a kill for Stanford, 18-17 the score. Elia Rubin, the reigning AVCA All-American first team, serves here for Stanford, but a whistle blows. Looks like the Beach were out of position on the serve receive. So that's a tough mistake to make there, as we're now tied at 18.
Yeah, never good when you're out of rotation. The easiest point you'll get in volleyball. Natalie Reagan having a conversation with her team. But Bruce, you just spoke about the mentality of Long Beach State. We saw it last season at times. They dropped 5-set games. They went into these marathon rallies and didn't feel at home. We're seeing a different squad out here tonight against Stanford.
All tied at 18, a good finish brewing in this second set. Pass goes across. Maxwell now sets up on the far side. Agee has it denied. Second chance goes right back to Agee. Another block, and this time it's a roof. Erica Sayer and Logan Parks in the area for Stanford, as the Cardinal have raged back in this second set, and the Beach are going to call timeout with Stanford now ahead 19-18.
Yeah, smart timeout there from Coach Reagan. Stanford in the lead for the first time in a long time and at a crucial point in this second set.
A big time for a 3-0 scoring run for the Cardinal. They're ahead 19-18 as both teams head to the benches. Beach looking to turn it around after the break here on 22 West Radio. Stanford on a 3-0 scoring run. It's been an impressive comeback in this second set for the Cardinal. They're now ahead 19-18. The Beach won the first set and took a commanding lead here in this second set, but the Cardinal trying to keep themselves from falling behind 2-0 as they've raged back into it. Stanford with the serve coming out of the Long Beach State timeout, looking to extend the 3-0 scoring run. Serve from Elia Rubin. Awkward serve received there. Turns into a free ball for the Beach. Here's a good chance for Stanford. Yu sets it up. Deflection at the net, and it's a kill. Ipar Kurt extends the Stanford scoring run to 4, and the Cardinal are ahead 20-18.
Yeah, and you get the feeling these next few points are going to be crucial, Bruce. We're going to see what Coach Reagan's team is truly made of. A bit of frustration up front there as Nico Thomas couldn't get her hands around the block. She lets out a bit of frustration. Down by 2. Long Beach needs something, and they need it now.
20-18. Another serve from Rubin, dug out by the Beach. Maxwell sets back. King has a nice dig by Rubin. Cardinal on the attack. Kurt has it dug out in the back row by Long Beach. This is going to be a free ball for Elisa Gee. She hits it high. The Cardinal with a chance to extend their scoring run here. Yu backs it, goes across, and it's another kill for Stanford. Erica Sayer picks it up. The Cardinal have officially found their stride here in the second set. They're ahead 21-18.
Yeah, Stanford are fired up. We're going to get another timeout here, Bruce. Long Beach just need to recover. They didn't come out of that timeout looking with that pep in their step we saw in the first set. Now down by 3, facing down a second set loss. They need to regroup. They need to refocus.
Will be interesting to see if there's any subs from the Beach bench coming out of this timeout. But for now, Stanford ahead by 3, closing in on this second set. 21-18 the score here on 22 West Radio. Stanford is on a roll here in this second set. They are on a 5-0 scoring run to move ahead 21-18. The Beach on their heels and trying to stay alive here to try and move up 2-0. Looked like they were right on track to do that, JD, but now the Stanford Cardinal have roared back to a 3-point lead. Once again, it's Aaliyah Rubin to serve for the Cardinal. She hits it over, dug out in the back row. Mahaffey, long way to go for the Beach as this is an awkward attack. Aki gets good hand on it, but now the Cardinal attack is through the Beach blockers again. Ipar Kurt with another kill. Stanford is on a roll now, 4-point lead, and the Cardinal are within 3 points of taking this second set.
Yeah, some of the success in the second set can be directly related to the production of Elia Rubin. Once again at the service line, she's been super impactful.
Rubin hits it over, this time a pass right into the net. So the serve receive becoming an issue here for the Beach. Mahaffey could not control that one. It's an ace for Aaliyah Rubin. Stanford ahead 23-18 as the Beach are seeing their chances at winning this second set dwindle away. Rubin, the senior, reigning AVCA first-team All-American, floats it over into a joust, and winning it is Stanford. Erica Sayer, the true freshman, as the Beach serve, receive, pass, floated right across the net. Sayer it is, takes care of it. 24-18 as Stanford now has set point. 7-0 scoring run for the Cardinal. Rubin trying to finish it off. Pass from Mahaffey. Maxwell ranges underneath. Back set goes over to King, and it's down. The Beach are not dead yet. Logan King puts an end to the 8-0 scoring run for Stanford. It's still 24-19, still set point for Stanford, but the Beach have the serve back now.
Staring down the barrel, Maddie Maxwell goes back set to Logan King, who's able to ring it around the block. Needs some good serves now. Long Beach needs a run.
Anna Jelinek comes in, looking to stay behind the service line for a while. Goes across, Etzler with a pass, set in the middle. The attack from Sayer floats right back across the net. Second chance for Stanford. Kurt puts it down in the corner, and Ipar Kurt has ended the second set. Stanford wins 9 of the final 10 points. 25-19 the final score in the second set, as we're all even, 1 set each through 2.
Yeah, now it gets interesting, Bruce. In that second set, a few uncharacteristic errors, a few falters in the stone-faced approach of Long Beach State. Now going to the third set, tied at 1 set apiece. We're going to see who keeps that momentum up. Stanford right now in the driver's seat.
Through the whole first set and about the first half of the second set, it seemed like every mistake the Beach made, they were doing a good job of flushing it, not letting it snowball. But there in the end of that second set, Stanford going on an 8-1 scoring run to finish it off. 25-19 the final score, and the Beach now see things all tied, 1 set each, and a big set number 3 coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see also from this Stanford Cardinal team how much they lean on Elia Rubin. She was so impactful late on in set number 2 from the service line. Stanford has the talent, they have the tenacity, and they already have a proven record against top 25 teams. Coming into the Walter Pyramid, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. Long Beach State has been up to the task so far. Just need to get back on track. That second set might have taken some wind out of them.
Ipar Kurt with 6 kills leading the way for the Cardinal, including the final kill to clinch that second set. So the teams switch benches again, and momentarily we'll have the third set coming up here on 22 West Radio. Stanford with a big finish to the second set as they're able to even things up 1 set apiece. It's Long Beach State hosting Stanford for the Women's Volleyball 2025 season opener. JD, Long Beach was in total control through the whole first set and then the first half of the second set, but Stanford flipped a switch and all of a sudden it was all Cardinal for the end of that second set.
Yeah, in that second set, Stanford did what good teams do. They flip it on when they need it most. Stanford was hitting much better in that second set. In fact, hitting 400 after hitting dead even in set number 1. We see a much more improved attack, and for Long Beach State, once the game felt a bit out of their control, it just unraveled and unraveled and unraveled. Now, a new set, this third set. This is an opportunity for Long Beach State to reset against an opponent that historically they have had no success against. The all-time record for this matchup, Bruce, 16 wins for Stanford, just 2 for Long Beach State. Tonight, Long Beach looking to break what has been a generational drought of results against Stanford.
First time these two teams are facing off since 2017. The Beach will have the first serve of this third set as they try to turn things around. There was a control and a calmness that they were playing with through that whole first set and the beginning part of the match. Right at the end of that second set, things unraveled and spiraled into a Stanford victory. But the Beach, after a longer timeout before this third set, with a chance to reset themselves and try to get back to their game. Maddie Maxwell, the setter for Long Beach, back behind the service line, floats it across. Stanford on the attack here. Serve goes across to Ipar, but it's blocked. Second chance here goes right back to her. Tip up in the air by Maxwell. Beach have to free ball it over. Thomas hits it way up in the air. Now second touch floats over on the attack from Yu. Beach on the attack now. Here's Hammaker. Hits it over and out. No tip is the ruling. The Beach side started to celebrate. Hammaker thought for sure there was a tip. Now Natalie Reagan walks over towards her bench, asking the official now, no touch. Looks like there will be no challenge. So it's 1-0 Stanford to begin this third set.
Yeah, Long Beach asking Coach Reagan to challenge. Coach Reagan checking in with the officials who said no touch, and we play on.
Serve here for Yu. Awkward serve received for the Beach. Stanford had a chance to flush it, but they can't. Now the Beach on the attack. King roll shot goes across, going down. Dig goes to Etzler. Now the attack. The whistle blows. It's a kill for Stanford. High velocity there on the attack, and the Cardinal are ahead 2-0.
Yeah, I think the whistle went before the ball hit the floor. Officials were so certain it was going to paint that back corner.
Thought there was some kind of violation at first. That was just a flat-out kill. Now a serve error from Stanford gives the Beach their first point of this third set.
Long Beach will take it any way they can get it, and back at the service line, Sydney Hammaker. She's been impressive so far tonight.
2-1 Stanford. Hammaker, one of the many newcomers on this Beach side, tips the tape as she gets it across. Now Yu ranges underneath, bumps it, goes across to Kurt. Kurt's attack dug out by Hammaker in the back row. Maxwell sets up Agee, and she tips it across. Agee throws a changeup across the net, used the left hand, just tipped it over, and it fell right down before the Cardinal defense could scramble underneath it. Nice kill there, and a veteran move from Elise Agee. We're all tied at 2.
Elise Agee once again staring down Logan Parks. Parks that time up at the net with 2 hands trying to block. Agee with a float touch right over her.
Hammaker with a high toss, hits it on the other side of the antenna. So Hammaker, that's the second time tonight, got herself out of rhythm with an errant toss up in the air on her serve. Stanford ahead 3-2 as they get the serve back.
Yeah, one thing Long Beach State needs in this third set is consistency from the service line. They can't afford to give Stanford the advantage from the service line.
Ipar Kurt to serve for Stanford, going down. Nice dig there from Mahaffey. Maxwell goes to the ground on the set. Stanford digs out the Long Beach attack. Now a tip at the net goes right into the antenna, rolled off of Logan King. So Stanford wins the point there. They're ahead 4-2.
Yeah, the combination of Logan King and Nico Thomas up there has been impactful so far through these first 2 sets working against Stanford. We're going to see how the Cardinal adjust. Maybe try some more roll shots off that double block.
Ipar Kurt's serve goes across. Mahaffey has the pass. Agee on the attack. It's a roof for Stanford. Erica Sayer says no way and sends that one right back down into the floor on the Beach side. So Stanford, with all the momentum still heading into this third set, it's 5-2 Cardinal.
Yeah, with Sayer taking away the angle and Logan Parks taking away the line, Agee left with few options.
Ipar Kurt this time floats it way out of bounds. Ball bounces over into the sandbar. So big service error gives the Beach a chance to get back into it. Anna Jelinek has had a uniform change. She's in the libero shirt now. The whole first 2 sets. Jelinek was wearing a white jersey with her teammates, but now in the libero black for the Beach side. Jelinek, the true freshman, in to serve again. She hits it over and inbounds. Pass from Etzler ranging underneath. Yu sets it up, and Parks has it blocked. Still on the Stanford side there on the attack. Now on the far side, a joust, and somebody caught the net on the Stanford side. Beach win the point on a nice rally there. A couple of blocks on the Beach side.
Logan King up there saying, I know it wasn't me. Gets the point for Long Beach State. They're inching closer. We're now within 1.
5-4 Stanford. Anna Jelinek to serve again for the Beach. She hits it over, full swing there. Yu sets across, floating it over is Rubin. Beach keep it up in the air. Here's Agee. It's a joust at the net, and Agee wins it. Elise Agee versus 2 Stanford defenders. Erica Sayer and Logan Parks both up there, but Agee outmuscles them both. We're all tied at 5 on a nice move from the senior.
Yeah, Lisa Gay says hit the weight room. Sees that double block and won't be denied twice in a row.
Yam time for Elise Agee in the front row. Beach on a 3-0 scoring run of their own now. Another serve from Jelinek. Pass from the back row of Etzler. In the middle, Andrew has it tipped. It's Erica Sayer with the kill there for Stanford. So the Cardinal break the scoring run for the Beach and move back ahead by a point.
Yeah, still there's hands up there at the net. That's all Long Beach needs right now. That time it was Rianne Sheffy trying to do a solo block on the Cardinal attack.
Spencer Etzler, the libero for Stanford, serves it over. Pass from Mahaffey. Maxwell has to go a long way, but gets underneath it. And Lisa Gee threw a double block. Nice dig there as Etzler went to the ground. Now the attack from Stanford. It's a roof. Logan King denies that one on the far side of the floor. King with another block. She's had a huge impact right at the net tonight, and the redshirt freshman has evened things up at 6, and she'll head behind the service line.
That's what we need more of from Logan King. Long Beach State tonight edging out Stanford in the blocking category. That's their 6th as a team.
6 all, but King's serve is too strong. She claps her hands together as the service error puts Stanford ahead 7-6.
Yeah, we've seen the service errors ramp up for Long Beach State as well. That's their 12th of the night.
Logan Parks serving now for Stanford. The athletic true freshman floats it over. Agee with a pass. Maxwell ranges underneath, sets it up for King. Tip at the net. Stanford cannot get underneath it. Logan King with another kill. She's up to 6 so far tonight. The Beach continue to feed the redshirt freshman, and now we're even at 7. Elise Agee heading behind the line.
Yeah, and Logan King, we're talking about somebody who didn't play at all last year, but was around the culture of Long Beach State, and Natalie Reagan. We're showing what she's made up tonight.
Agee, also a player that redshirted last year. Now a second touch. Nice move there from Taylor Yu, the setter for Stanford. Dinks it right down. It's 8-7 now as Yu has the kill for the Cardinal. Elia Rubin, the senior for Stanford, trying to stay hot after a great end of the second set. Her serve is going to be an ace. Hammaker went almost to the ground trying to keep it up, but her serve receive overshot her setter, Maddie Maxwell. So Stanford moves ahead 9-7.
Yeah, for Elia Rubin, her 4th ace of the night.
Stanford ahead by a pair. Rubin right in front of the sand pit. Now serves it over. Hammaker, another errant pass, but this time Maxwell able to handle it. Cardinal on the attack now, moving across. Andrew finds the soft spot in the Beach defense. The middle blocker, Lizzie Andrew, picks up the kill there for Stanford. Cardinal ahead 10-7, and we're going to have a couple of subs for Long Beach State. Maddie Collins coming in alongside Tatum Hoff. A couple of new faces that we have not seen so far tonight for Long Beach. Head coach Natalie Reagan looking to shake things up and get back on track.
Yeah, and these are 2 undersized players on this Long Beach State team. Looks like Coach Reagan's going for a more defensive approach, taking out Logan King.
Elia Rubin hits it across again. An awkward receive there from Mahaffey. Agee ranges underneath it. Now Hammaker gets blocked. Right in the front there, Lizzie Andrew denies it as Hammaker had to send her attack from behind the 10-foot line. So the momentum has shifted in Stanford's direction once again. A 4-0 scoring run has the Cardinal ahead 11-7. Elia Rubin went on a long run from behind the service line in the second set. She's on another one here. Another issue on the serve receive, but a dig immediately from Mahaffey. And it's another block for Lizzie Andrew. The Beach were still on the attack. Nico Thomas tried to push it back across, and Long Beach is going to call timeout. Stanford with all of the momentum right now, as the Beach have really started to struggle on the serve receive.
Yeah, I can feel the energy in this building start to shift, Bruce. It's more anxious, it's more trepidatious. The student section has gone a little bit quiet as Long Beach State now stares down a 5-point deficit here, still in the early stages of set number 3.
Stanford has continued to target the true freshman libero Izzy Mahaffey in the back row for Long Beach on their serves, and Mahaffey has fallen into a cold streak here. Some tough passes for her setter to try and get underneath. So Stanford on a 5-0 scoring run is ahead 12-7. Long Beach calls a timeout here in the third set on 22 West Radio. Long Beach breaks their timeout, looking to get back on track. This is not the same Beach squad that we saw through the first set. Looked like they were in control of this match, but since then the adjustments that Stanford head coach Kevin Hambley has made have absolutely worked. The Cardinal on a 5-0 scoring run right now as they're ahead 12-7 in this third set.
Kevin Hambley knows a thing or two about winning 200 wins with the program and a pair of back-to-back national championships.
Aaliyah Rubin serves. It's an awkward pass there from Jelinek. Maddie Collins tries to get it back across, but the third touch for the Beach lands on their side. So right now, the Beach really struggling on the serve receive. Izzy Mahaffey was getting picked on for a while, but now Anna Jelinek has thrown on the libero jersey. She's in the back row as Mahaffey is headed to the bench. First chance there from Jelinek did not go very well. This time Hammaker on the serve receive, and she cannot get it to Maddie Collins. A low pass there, hits the ground. It's another ace for Leah Rubin, and Stanford is rolling at this point.
Yeah, make that 6 aces now for Rubin. We're going to see a double change here for Long Beach State, bringing in some more size, some more strength. Maddie Maxwell coming in alongside Logan King.
Tatum Hoff heads out alongside Maddie Collins. They had a brief stint on the floor before Maxwell comes back in to set. Aaliyah Rubin on a 7-0 scoring run from behind the service line. Hits it over again. Jelinek pass still up in the air. Now the Beach on the attack. It's a roof for Stanford. So after the Beach finally were able to control a serve, it is futile. Lizzie Andrew comes up with the roof for Stanford, 15-7 now the score.
Yeah, you really get the feeling that Stanford is in complete control right now, from the service to the receive to the block. They're running all over Long Beach State right now.
Confident energy in this building has drained. This time it tips across the net and falls down. Aaliyah Rubin rolls it right across the tape, and it falls for another ace. Everything falling the way of the Cardinal right now. 16-7 now the score.
Yeah, Aaliyah Rubin on fire. Just set a new career high for single game aces.
Rubin goes again. Jelinek with a good pass this time. Maxwell backs it, goes over tip, and it's kept up in the air by Stanford, and now it's a kill for the Cardinal. Ipar Kurt gets set once again. Kurt with her 7th kill tonight. Stanford ahead 17-7 and on a 10-0 scoring run.
Yeah, all thanks to Aaliyah Rubin behind the service line. Long Beach just hasn't had an answer for her.
Rubin goes again, this time hits it out. So Rubin puts an end to her own streak back there with the service error. 17-8 is the score as the Beach are trailing by 9. And they're trying to have to take it point by point here to try and get back into this third set.
Yeah, the damage might already be done. The largest lead of the night for Stanford now. And Milani Lee subbed in to serve for the first time.
Lee, the redshirt sophomore, getting her first trip onto the floor tonight. Gives one dribble and hits it over. Stanford on the attack. Batsek goes over to Andrew, but it's tipped to the net. Beach keep it up in the air. Maxwell sets up into the middle. Thomas has it dug out by Etzler. Stanford with another chance. Block at the net by the Beach. First touch from Hammaker. Now second touch from McGee. Hammaker on the attack. Has it blocked. Second chance for the Beach. Hammaker has it. Shoves it across the net. Stanford still up in the air. Long rally. Kurt has it tipped. Beach still working on the attack. Now it's King. Has it blocked. Her pass goes right back over the net. Long rally here. Andrews moving across and finds the back line. Andrews with another kill for Stanford, and they get the serve right back ahead by 10.
Yeah, it's the second time Lizzie Andrews come off the slide, working behind the setter, getting a right-handed swing down into the back corner. Long Beach State, when Andrew was up there, they haven't had an answer in this third set. Stanford's going to continue to run that play as long as it's working.
The Beach defense was not prepared to rotate for that one. 18-8, Stanford in total control of this third set. Stanford hits it out of bounds here this time, though. Coco Kirsch had subbed in to serve and hits it past the Beach service line. 18-9, Stanford still ahead as Maddie Maxwell will serve now for the Beach. Some chants starting over in the student section as the Beach faithful try to get their side back on track. Stanford on the attack off the Beach serve. Kurt wipes off the Beach block. It lands out of bounds, and Stanford wins another point.
Yeah, we need some more energy from that student section, Bruce. That's the first time tonight we've heard a chant or a cheer emerge from that packed out section. Long Beach State's going to climb their way back into this. They need all the help they can get.
Taylor Yu, the sophomore, serving now. Jelinek goes to the ground, keeps it up. Maxwell sits all the way across for Hammaker. Deflection over towards the Stanford bench. What a job by Rubin to keep that one in play. It's a free ball, though, for Stanford. First pass from Jelinek. Sets up into the middle. Tip at the net. It lands in bounds, but it's going to be Stanford's point. It's a lift from Long Beach, it appears, but Natalie Reagan is immediately going to grab the challenge card. Not much left to lose here for the Beach, as the scoreboard currently stands 20-9, but Natalie Reagan is going to look to get an overturn.
Yeah, they called it on the floor, Bruce, as out. The wipe off the top of the tape. It was a close call right in front of our vantage point. Natalie Reagan just challenging the most basic of calls. Is it in or is it out?
I don't know about you, JD. Looking from our viewpoint here at the scorers table, that one did look like it caught the white line on the near side of the floor. Beach definitely could use this one.
Video review in effect tonight for our officiating crew. They're going to see a few different angles of that last play. Our officiating crew tonight, Tony Gavitt, Kelly Kamara, Patrick Bradley, and Anania Coleman.
And the challenge is unsuccessful, so I guess I need to get my eyes checked. Stanford is going to keep the point there. It's still 20-9 Cardinal, as the Beach have had things unravel near the end of the second set and then continuing all the way into this third set. It's all Stanford at this point. Two teams tied at one set apiece. So Long Beach not completely out of it yet. Serve from Stanford goes across. Jelinek pass goes up to Maxwell. Back set across to King. Wipes off the block. And the Beach have a point. A couple of energetic high fives as the Beach came together on their side there. Kill goes to Logan King, and the Beach are within 10.
Yeah, we're going to see how Long Beach responds now. They have a bit of time to mount a comeback. Down 20-10. Some solid serves, some good plays. They could be right back in this.
Annabelle Kotzikov, the transfer from Boise State, comes off the bench now to serve. She hits it across. Yu with the set goes over to Kurt, but the Beach dig it out. Jelinek with the set. King swings, and it's a roof. Stanford absolutely denies that one. Erica Sayer right in the middle. Ipar Kurt also in the area. Stanford with a big roof, and they're ahead by 11.
Yeah, it's become a block party here for Stanford in the third set. They seem to be reading everything before it happens on the Long Beach State side. Now with an 11-point lead. 8
blocks on the night for Stanford. Beach with a good serve receive there. King gets it, and off the Stanford blocker, it deflects out of bounds. Logan King with her 8th kill, as at this point with the Beach trailing by 10, really the objective here, JD, has to be to regain some momentum and try to get back on track heading into the fourth set.
Back on track, just find those plays that they can latch onto for some momentum heading into that fourth set. It looks like Logan King is going to be route one going forward.
Anna Jelinek to serve here for the Beach. 21-11, Stanford ahead. Pass from Pringle in the back row turns into a jouster. Actually, it flips right across to the Beach. Maxwell with the set up to King. She tips it over and down. Nice job there from Logan King. Threw over a changeup across the net. She's got back-to-back kills, and the Beach are within 9.
Yeah, Logan King up to 9 kills. Her and Elisa Gee tied as the leading scorers for Long Beach State right now. Feed the hot hand seems to be the message.
Jelinek to serve again, the freshman out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Pass goes up to Yu on the Stanford side. Attack by Rubin is dug out. Jelinek now sets up Elisa Gee. It's dug out in the back row by Etzler. Stanford attack turns into a joust, and Elisa Gee wins it. Second time that Gee has gone up strong at the net and won the challenge. The Beach have won 3 in a row, and they're within 8.
Elisa Gee, 3 blocks to go along with those 9 kills tonight. Long Beach inching closer.
21-13 the score here in this third set. Annie Jelinek looking to keep this run going. Good serve again. Etzler with an awkward receive. Now it's Parks. Has it blocked. It's a roof for the Beach. Rianne Sheffy rotates right across the net and denies that one. And here's some energy that we haven't felt in a little while back in the Walter Pyramid. The Beach have won 4 points in a row, and it's only a 7-point lead for Stanford.
And you know who's bringing that energy? It's Rianne Sheffy. She is a firecracker on the offensive and defensive side. When a play goes her way, she's going to tell you about it.
Sheffy, the senior, has been at Long Beach her entire career, getting some playing time here tonight. Attack in the middle, though, for Stanford. Erica Sayer has something to say about that run for the Beach. Puts an end to it. 22-14 the score now. Stanford ahead.
Some ferocity on that kill. I felt the vibrations in my toenails.
Spencer Etzler to serve for Stanford. The libero floats it across the net. Jelinek with a pass up to Maxwell. Maxwell sets up Agee. Agee has it tipped, but Stanford keeps it up in the air. Joust at the net, still on the Stanford side and up in the air. Back set goes across to Parks. She floats it over. Now the Beach on the attack. Maxwell sets up Agee. Agee tries to wipe off the block, but Stanford keeps it up in the air. Parks through a double block, has a tip, but it's kept up in the air by the Beach. Maxwell back set goes over to King. King has it on the power angle. A long rally, but Logan King is into the double digits with her 10th kill of the night, and the Beach are alive. 6-point deficit as they try to fight back in this third set.
When you talk about the plays that can spark something, it's that right there. A long rally ends with a Logan King spike.
Now it's King to serve. She gets it across. Yu keeps it on the side, but a nice dig in the back row by Kotsakov. King swings again, but it's dug out by Stanford. Here's the attack for the Cardinal. Nice dig, but Long Beach can't keep it up in the air. Good effort from Annabelle Kotsakov to keep it up, but nobody was there in the Beach front row to keep that point alive. Stanford quiets the crowd with a point there. 23-15 now the score. Logan Parks serves across the tape. Agee with a pass. Maxwell goes right back to Agee, but that was an errant set there. The Beach out of rhythm as Agee had no chance to go on the attack there. And it's now set point for Stanford, 24-15. Stanford looking to win back-to-back sets and put themselves in control of the match. Logan Parks, the freshman setter, serving again for Stanford. Hits it over. Pass from Kotsakov in the back row. Maxwell ranges back. Sets up on a bump for Agee. And she's got the kill. Just barely snuck it down to the feet of the Stanford blockers. Lizzie Andrew was right there. Had it go right off her hands down to the floor. So Elise Agee keeps the Beach alive in this third set. 24-16 the score. Agee serving now, the senior and a leader for Long Beach, but she floats it out of bounds. The service error will put an end to this third set. Stanford in control of the match as they win back-to-back sets, had the momentum through most of that third set, but JD will say the Beach turned it around there at the end, started to look a bit like the team that we saw in the first set. They'll need to play a lot better heading into set number 4 to keep this match alive.
Yeah, there are signs of life from the Beach right now. They can feel the energy building in this building. Just need to put together a few more good plays. This play from Stanford, though, this second set and third set turnaround, very similar to what we saw in their season opener against Florida State. They dropped the first set 25-22 and then stormed back to win the next 3. So we'll see if Long Beach State can break up this bit of momentum from Stanford. They just need to refocus, reset. They have the tools, they have the capability. They've already stolen a set off them tonight. Just need to see more of it head into set number 4.
Long Beach and Stanford switch benches once again. Heading into set number 4, Stanford will have a chance to put this match to bed. They win the third set 25-16 and now get ready for set number 4. I'll be right back here on 22 West Radio. Got a minute left before the fourth set will get underway, but JD, the Beach rolled all the way through the first set. Seemed like they were in total control of the match, and then halfway through the second set, still found themselves in the lead. Ever since, though, it seemed like something changed, and Stanford has been in total control ever since. What's the biggest change that you've seen between the way the Beach were playing at the very beginning of this match and how things have gone here lately?
Well, you can point to the Beach just being under control, and that all starts in their serve receive. Long Beach State in that third set hit 0-6-7, meaning they didn't get the ball up enough. They couldn't get it off the blockers and above the net. Now, Long Beach State, when they were able to receive the serve well, they hit incredible 300 in the first set, 292 in the second set, and that's mostly being carried by their stats through the first half. Now, if they want to come back here in the fourth set, they need to serve receive better and stay under control. This Long Beach State team has impressed me so far tonight, Bruce. Their mentality and their communication, they just need to put it all together here in the fourth set to avoid being reverse swept.
This will be a nice test here for a very young and brand new team on that Beach bench to see how they can shake off these last two sets and try to stay alive here in the match. The Beach on our left side, Stanford on our right. From the scorer's table perspective, Stanford is going to have a chance to put this match to bed if they can win this set number 4. The Beach were feeling like they were in a great place after the first set, even carried it into the second set, were playing well, but Stanford, the number 6 team in the nation, have started to look that way here over these last set and a half or so. Stanford absolutely the better team in that span, but Long Beach still with a chance to try and shake things off and keep this match alive.
Yeah, Stanford's going to tout out a lot of their starters for this fourth set. One person to keep an eye on is the All-American Elia Rubin in that third set alone. I think she had 4 or 5 aces. Talking about serve receive for the Beach, she was causing all kinds of problems. Long Beach State needs to get things under control here. They have the crowd on their side, still a sizable crowd here in the Walter Pyramid. They need something to get fired up about.
Like you said, Aaliyah Rubin for Stanford went on a huge run at the end of the second set, carried Stanford all the way to a victory there, and then in the third set went on another 10-point run from behind the service line. So Rubin, the senior coming off of an AVCA All-American first team selection last year, has been a leader so far tonight for Stanford. Had a quiet set number 1, but ever since has been a huge player for the Cardinal. It'll be Stanford with the opening serve to begin this fourth set. Taylor Yu, the sophomore setter, behind the service line to take it. She floats it over. Jelinek goes to the ground on the pass. The Beach on the attack, and it's a kill. That's how you start off this fourth set. Elisa Gee finds the line on that far side of the floor and puts the Beach ahead 1-0.
Yeah, it's been Elisa Gee and Logan King all night long. Top 2 scorers in this game. And expect Maddie Maxwell to feed them throughout this fourth set.
It's Maxwell behind the service line here. Beach win the first point of this fourth set, perhaps an omen of good thing to come. Yu with a tap set, gets it over, and it's another kill for Erica Sayer. The freshman middle blocker for Stanford has been heavily involved so far tonight. Had another slide play across the net there, and Sayer picks up the kill.
Hey, it was working for Lizzie Andrews. Like we said, Bruce, they're going to keep running it. That time, Erica Sayer gets her chance, doesn't miss.
Ipar Kurt to serve now for the Cardinal, all tied at 1. Kurt sends it over. Maxwell backset goes across to King with a tip at the net. Stanford keeps it up, turns into a joust at the net, and Thomas wins it. Nico Thomas, the senior middle blocker, picks up the kill, and the Beach are ahead 2-1.
Nico Thomas, that's her 4th kill of the night. She's also got 2 blocks to go along with it. She's in the right spot. Really an easy play for her. It's on her side. She needs to get fingertips on it and slam it home.
The Beach trying to get back going on the attack. It's Elisa Gee serving. Stanford on the attack here. Goes across the Parks off of a Beach blocker, and it deflects out of bounds over towards the scorer's table. So Logan Parks picks up another kill there. Parks with her 6th of the night. Wasn't totally involved in the Stanford turnaround, but still has been very impressive so far tonight. Spencer Etzler, the true freshman libero for Stanford, floats it over. Maddie Maxwell right at the net. Backset goes over to King. Nice dig there for Stanford. Now joust at the net. Parks shoves it across. Maxwell backset going back to King. Tips off the blocker of Stanford and out of bounds. Logan King has her 11th kill of the night and puts the Beach ahead 3-2.
There you go, Logan King. Get involved, get active, get up at the net. She's been able to hit the line, the angle, everywhere on the Stanford court tonight. She's found the weak spots, continues to do it, and put the Beach in the lead here.
Anna Jelinek in the libero jersey, true freshman, ready to serve again for Long Beach. She hits it over. Pass goes from Rubin up to the net. Set into the middle, and Andrew has the kill. Lizzie Andrew, the 6'5" middle blocker, has been heavily involved in the Stanford attack tonight. Picks up another one there, her 6th kill, and we're all knotted at 3. Logan Parks standing an even 6 foot. Hits it across here. Agee with the pass up to Maxwell. Maxwell quick to the middle, but Stanford wins the point. It was a lift from Long Beach State there on the set from Maxwell. Tough one, as it was almost a beach point, but the ruling goes to Stanford.
Yeah, I think that lift might be called on Sheffy. She just held the ball, palmed it for a second too long before slamming it down. A little too excited, and a conversation now between Agee and our chair referee, Tony Gavitt.
Agee, the senior and the leader for this beach squad. Agee began her college career with Oregon in the 2021 and 2022 seasons, then transferred to Long Beach, has been here the last 3 years. Maxwell sets up on the far side. It's a kill for Annabelle Kotsakov. Her first kill in a beach uniform. The transfer from Boise State evens things up at 4.
Yeah, Kotsakov has really been bringing the energy in this 4th set. Last year at Boise State, started 42 of 57 games, 429 kills, 354 digs. She's got the good stuff.
Serve goes across from the beach now. They run that play, rotating across the net again. Long Beach able to defend it this time. Cardinal back on the attack. Yu hits it over, and nobody's there to get it in the beach back row. Elise Agee puts her hands on her head, as that was not too hard of an attack from Taylor Yu, but still nobody on the beach side able to get there.
Yeah, Elise Agee just kind of caught in no man's land, hanging out near the back line, and an off-speed shot goes right into the campfire.
Just had her weight on her heels and could not launch forward to get that one. 5-4 Stanford now ahead. The Beach need to win this 4th set in order to keep the match alive and send it to set number 5. Stanford looking to clinch the match and prevent a 5th set from happening. Serve goes across from Rubin. Here's the attack from Kotsakov, and somebody went right into the net. Looked like it was Kotsakov. Giving some apologies over to the Stanford side as she came in like a flaming rocket there. It's 6-4 now Stanford, as Kotsakov went right into the net.
Yeah, Kotsakov with some apologies to her teammates and to the Stanford blockers. A dangerous play, but good to see everybody's okay.
Moving a little too quick there. Aaliyah Rubin serves again. Pass from McGee in the back row. Maxwell back set, goes over to King, floats it over. Nice dig there, going to the ground for Etzler. Now a joust at the net. It's won by Stanford. Savvy move there from Ipar Curtis. She went up with the left hand and just wiped off the block of Maddie Maxwell. So Stanford wins another point there. And stop me if you've heard it before, JD. Aaliyah Rubin on another run here from behind the service line. 7-4 Stanford. Rubin catches the top of the tape. Pass goes right back across the net, turns into a joust, and Stanford wins it again. Taylor Yu strong at the net there, winning the joust, and Stanford is ahead 8-4, 4 points in a row for the Cardinal.
Back-to-back yam times for the Cardinal, and as long as they can keep Elia Rubin behind the service line, they're going to be happy. Long Beach just needs to receive out of this.
Rubin with the hot hand, hits it over. Pass floats right back across the net. Here's the Cardinal on the attack. Run the play where they wipe across the net, but this time it's out of bounds. First time Lizzie Andrew has missed on that attack so far tonight, so the Beach get a fortunate break there, and Annabelle Kotsakov will head behind the service line.
Yeah, Lizzie Andrew doesn't miss many slides and put a lot of power into her swing, just couldn't catch the back line. 8-5
Stanford, and the serve is out of bounds there. Kotsakov could not find the back line. So it's 9-5 Cardinal as they get the serve back.
Yeah, in 2 years at Boise State, Kotsakov had 47 aces, so a very accomplished server. Just speaks to how down and out Long Beach State feels right now. That is their 14th service error of the night.
Coco Kirsch, the redshirt sophomore out of Trabuco Canyon, comes in now for Stanford. She floats it across Agee with a pass up to Maxwell. It turns into a joust at the net. Beach with another chance on the attack. Agee floats it over. Stanford able to control it. Here's the attack from Ipar Kurt through a triple block. Tips. Oh, did not tip. It goes out of bounds. Ipar Kurt could not find the floor with that one. So Stanford with an attacking error, and the Beach are within 3.
Yeah, Beach within 3. They're going to make a few changes now, too. They're trying to claw their way back into this game. This building still doesn't feel like it's ready for a comeback, though.
Milani Lee comes off the bench to serve for Long Beach State. Standing right in front of the student section. The sand pit still packed out here in the 4th set. Milani Lee tosses it up, hits it over. Stanford goes on the attack. U back set. They run the slide play, and it's another kill for Stanford. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Erica Sayer has another one on that slide play across the net.
Erica Sayer, her 8th kill of the night to go along with 4 blocks. Another unheralded performance from Sayer tonight, coming off of a performance where she registered 5 kills against Nebraska.
Taylor Yu, fresh off the assist, now heads behind the service line. 10-6, Stanford ahead, and that's an ace. Mistake on the serve received there from Anna Jelinek. That one deflected right over into the crowd. Taylor Yu does not serve it particularly hard, more of a float serve from Yu. Here she goes again. This time it's into the net, so the service error there from the Stanford setter makes it 11-7.
Yeah, Long Beach just needs to put the ball in play here. Last few service attempts, it's gone out of bounds, it's gone long. Coming back behind the service line is Maddie Maxwell. Accomplished server, just put the ball in play.
The sophomore, Maddie Maxwell, behind the service line for the Beach. And she hits it into the middle of the net, claps her hands together in frustration. Service error makes it a 5-point lead for Stanford.
Yeah, we're seeing high fives on the Long Beach State side, but we're also seeing more claps of frustration. That frustration starting to boil over, starting to show as they trail by 5.
Ipar Kurt, the Stanford leader with 9 kills tonight, now to serve. Hits it across, pass from Kotzikov. Maxwell sets over for a Gee, tip at the net. Stanford keeps it up in the air. Set from Etzler goes over to Kurt. She rolls off the block. It's actually Aaliyah Rubin there that time who picks up the kill for Stanford, and the Cardinal are back ahead by 6.
Aaliyah Rubin has been a game changer. That's her 5th kill. She's hitting near 400 on the night.
Rubin was not very involved in the first set that the Beach won, but ever since she really got working in the second set, has been a huge player for Stanford. This time the Cardinals serve it into the net, so a service error from Ipar Kurt puts the Beach back within 5. Elisa Gee heads behind the service line for Long Beach State. Missed last year as a medical redshirt, but was selected in the USA Women's National Team Open program in the spring. Stanford on the attack. Nice dig that time from the Beach, but it floats back across the net. Now they run the slide play, and it works again. Erica Sayer, the freshman middle blocker, has made her money tonight with that exact rotation. It's now 14-8 as Stanford has another kill.
Yeah, Long Beach State has had no answer for the slide. Ironically enough, Bruce, Stanford struggled against the slide playing against Nebraska. They might have picked something up at the AVCA Classic.
Etzler serves now. Maxwell underneath, long back set over to King, and she's got the kill. When Long Beach has been able to go to Logan King tonight, it has worked. King with her 12th kill, and Long Beach is within 5.
Yeah, look at the stat line for Logan King. 12 kills, 2 aces, 8 digs, and 4 blocks. She's lit up the stat sheet tonight for Long Beach State.
King hitting .321 so far. Jelinek serves. Pass from Rubin, floats up there. Back set now. Goes over to Parks. Nice dig by the Beach. Here's the attack from King, dug out by Yu. Roll shot goes across from Rubin. Beach back on the attack. King has a tip at the net. Stanford bodies flying all over the place. Rubin falling backwards, hits it across the net. Maxwell goes quick to the middle, and it's a kill for the Beach. Rianne Sheffy picks it up and gets an uproar from the crowd. The Beach have won back-to-back points now, and they've trimmed the Stanford lead down to 4.
In these long rallies tonight, Bruce, Long Beach State has held their own. Rianne Sheffy that time getting on the end of it. Goes above the block, but Coach Hambley sees something he doesn't like.
He's got the challenge card hidden in his left hand. Looks like he's ready to pull it out. And indeed he is. So Stanford will be challenging the play here, looking for a tip.
Interesting from Coach Hambley here. He's going to go have another conversation with our referees. But after a long rally, you can also imagine that challenge card is being used as a bit of a timeout here as well. Don't want Long Beach State getting any kind of momentum as they clawed their way back within 4.
You can feel the ebbs and flows of the crowd in the Walter Pyramid so far tonight. These last couple of points, Long Beach has started to get a bit of an uproar again. So I agree with you, JD. This is a partial timeout, partial challenge here for Stanford to try and recontrol this 4th set. Stanford still ahead 14-10 as they look for an overturn.
Yeah, Stanford so far, after that first set where Long Beach State was dominant, they've really turned it around. Right now they're leading in blocks and aces and hitting percentage. It's really a flip on the head from what we saw starting out this game.
I think the big story tonight, JD, since Stanford really turned things around and started to be the main player in this match, has been Long Beach's serve-receive. They've really struggled in the back row there, and it's been a couple of true freshmen that have had a hard time. Anna Jelinek and Izzy Mahaffey making their collegiate debuts tonight have continually been targeted by Stanford on the serve and have struggled since that second set really started to go south for the Beach.
Absolutely. Look at the numbers here. I mean, Long Beach State approaching 10 errors in reception. Those numbers are way too high, but as these freshmen adapt and as they grow into this program, we're going to see improved performances against a top team like Stanford. They're going to be the ones who are picked on every single time. Elia Rubin, the All-American, she's made it her priority to pick on these freshmen tonight.
There definitely will be a learning curve that you have to experience this year for the Beach. It's a very young roster, but it's a top 15 recruiting class in the nation, so these players definitely will get it going at some point. Looks like the challenge was unsuccessful for Stanford. So the point remains with the Beach after a decently long review. 14-10 is the score. Stanford ahead in this fourth set. Serve from Jelinek goes across. Bad pass there, and Stanford has to range a long way. Turns into an attack. What a job from Stanford to make that a caliber attack. A second chance here. Stanford keeps it up in the air. Cardinal on the attack, floated across. Couple of pancakes there from the Beach, and now they have to free ball it over. Yu sets it up in the middle. Andrews gets blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Lizzie Andrew with another kill puts Stanford back ahead by 5.
Yeah, a few Long Beach State fans on the far side, away from us, Bruce, rose to their feet. They thought it was a roof, but Lizzie Andrew once again getting the best of the Beach double block. Stanford extending the lead to 5.
And we hit the media timeout in this fourth set. Stanford ahead 15-10, 10 points away from clinching the match. We'll see what Long Beach State has to say about it when we come back here on 22 West Radio. (15-10), the lead for Stanford in this fourth set. The Beach with their backs against the wall as they try to send this one to a fifth set. Stanford already ahead 2-1, so they're 10 points away from clinching the opening match of the season for Long Beach State. Stanford already has played twice before tonight. They beat number 16 Florida in 4 sets on the 22nd of August, and then they lost in a sweep to Nebraska. Both those games took place in a tournament in Nebraska. And now Stanford back in California and looking to win their first game in their home state. Maddie Maxwell sets for the Beach, goes back to King, but it's dug out on the far side by Stanford. Yu sets it up, turns into a free ball for Rubin. Now Maxwell underneath, sets up King. It's blocked. Beach able to get it across. It's a dunk down for Rianne Sheffy. They were playing a hot potato across the top of the net there. Sheffy takes advantage and finds the kill. The Beach back within 4.
Yeah, Sheffy just in the right spot at the right time. Comes back to the front of the net. She's ready to block, and then the ball comes right to her. An easy dunk. Long Beach State coming out of that break. Needed a point, they got one.
And now we see Maddie Collins check in for the Beach. Rotated in a lot as a true freshman last year in service, but this is the first time she's behind the line tonight. She hits it over. Pass goes from Rubin over to the front row. Set into the middle. Oh, my goodness. Emphatic kill there from Logan Parks coming from the back row. Just slams it down onto the floor. High velocity there for the true freshman. Puts Stanford back ahead by 5.
Yeah, the 7th kill for Parks tonight. Peep the form on the replay. She put everything into that swing.
Logan Parks jumps out of the gym and shows off the athleticism there. Here's a serve from Aaliyah Rubin, dug out in the back row by the Beach. The attack from King turns into a kill. Went right off the Stanford blockers. A pair of blockers rotated over, but the block deflects into the scores table. So it's the 13th kill of the night for Logan King, keeping the Beach within 4 points. Annabelle Kotsakov, the Boise State transfer, floats it over and just out of bounds. Kotsakov with her second service error of this fourth set puts Stanford back ahead 17-12.
Yeah, Stanford going to make a few changes now. Melissa Kawa entering for the first time in service.
Kawa, the sophomore, originally out of San Pedro. She hits it over, pass from Kotsakov. Maxwell back set, goes across. Agee has to use her offhand to float it over the net. Now here's a tip at the net. The Beach keep it up in the air. Maxwell dinks it over and down. Maddie Maxwell has gone to that move a couple of times tonight. It's worked every single time. She has the kill, and Stanford sees their lead down to 4.
Maddie Maxwell, her 4th kill of the night, and that's the outside hitter in her moving into the setter's position. You still want to be aggressive. You still want to attack. Now for the 3rd time, she's decided to go over on 2 hands on the ball, strong with it and straight down.
Maxwell coming off a Big West all-freshman team selection, working as an outside hitter, now moves into the setter spot for the Beach. Beach serve goes across. Yu tries to dink one of her own, and she's got the kill. Going down to the ground. King tried to keep it up, but her pass floats over into the crowd. So Taylor Yu, the setter for Stanford, says, Maddie Maxwell, you've got a kill. I've got one too. Stanford back ahead 18-13.
Yeah, Taylor Yu tonight, 30 assists and 11 digs. That's been held relatively quiet in that first set. She's really come alive.
Yu serving now. Pass from Jelinek in the back row. Second pass has to be taken by Kotsakov. Elisa Gee has it go out of bounds off the Stanford blocker. That one was out of system as it can get for the Beach on the attack, but Elisa Gee uses her senior presence to find a kill anyway. It's a 4-point lead still for Stanford. Maddie Maxwell behind the service line right in front of the sand pit. The Beach student section hoping for a comeback here in this 4th set. Pass from Rubin up to net. Back set goes into the slide play, but this time it's out of bounds for Stanford. Erica Sayer can't find the floor, and the Beach won back-to-back points.
Yeah, Erica Sayer that time was a little late coming around the slide. Couldn't get full contact on it. It hit the top of the tape and just dribbled out of bounds.
The Beach looking to find some energy. They've won back-to-back points, and they trail by only 3, trying to keep this match alive by winning this 4th set. Maxwell hits it across. Yu ranges underneath, sets it up in the middle, tip at the net from the Beach. Now they're on the attack. Pass goes up into a double block. King gets denied. Beach still with another chance. Agee on the other side of the floor has it roll out of bounds off the Stanford blockers. The Beach have won 3 points in a row, and they've trimmed the Stanford lead down to just 2. Immediately, Kevin Hambley gestures over to the officials that he's going to take a timeout. The Beach gaining some momentum back and looking to make a comeback in this 4th set.
Yeah, Elia Gee looking down. Logan Parks after that swing. You can feel the tension growing now. Long Beach has clawed their way back even more now, only down by 2. Student section needs to get loud. The music is bumping here in the Walter Pyramid. Kevin Hambley, though, has a minute to calm his squad down.
18-16, Stanford ahead, as we'll have a minute on the timeout clock before we come back for the end of this 4th set here on 22 West Radio. The Beach regaining some momentum on a 3-0 scoring run as Stanford has seen their lead dwindle down to 2, 18-16. The Cardinals still ahead as the Beach look to continue their scoring run and fight back in this 4th set. Stanford ahead 2-1 on Long Beach State's opening night of this women's volleyball season. Maddie Maxwell, the Beach setter behind the service line, looking to keep the run going. Hits the top of the tape and is denied. Floats back onto the floor on the Beach side, so a service error puts Stanford's lead back to 3.
Yeah, and that timeout from Coach Hambley, icing Maddie Maxwell. Able to get Anna Pringle now to the service line.
Ipar Kurt heads off as Pringle subs in, the La Jolla native. hits it over, down to the ground, Jelinek with a pass. Back set goes over to King, dug out by Stanford, ranging a long way. Etzler passes up towards the front of the net. Thomas with a touch, now passes it up. Maxwell sets up King. It's a roof for Stanford. Double block via Aaliyah Rubin, and Erica Sayer denies that attack from King, and Stanford is ahead by 4.
Yeah, once again, Anna Pringle about to head behind the service line. Now it's Natalie Reagan who wants a timeout to collect her squad's thoughts.
Stanford 5 points away from clinching the match, so Natalie Reagan will call a quick timeout to try and get her team back on track and prevent Stanford from bulldozing through the end of this 4th set and regaining the momentum.
Yeah, really since that turn we saw in the 2nd set, it's been all Stanford. Long Beach State has had those moments, those bright spots where they've looked like they're about to get something going, a bit of momentum, a short run, but Stanford at every opportunity has quelled those runs. They've shut them down, continue to serve well, continue to pass well, continue to simply outplay Long Beach State. Still, for a first game of the season, Bruce, this is nothing to scoff at for Coach Natalie Reagan. This team, though, has still persevered through every single shutdown and every single obstacle Stanford has put in their way.
Stanford came into tonight, through their first 2 matches, they averaged just 187 on their hitting percentage. Tonight, they're hitting 239, so an improvement on the Stanford attack as they've faced off against Long Beach State here. It's such a young squad for the Beach, so you have to look at all these mistakes that have been made since the Beach lost the momentum midway through that 2nd set. And no, these are mistakes that are going to get toned down as the season goes on. Ultimately, this isn't Big West play yet. These are the games that the Beach are trying to get through the wrinkles and get used to the new roster. It's a brand new squad here for the Beach. 12 newcomers on the roster, including 6 true freshmen. So a lot of new players that are trying to get used to the collegiate game. We've seen some of those new experiences so far tonight, and Stanford is 5 points away from clinching the match.
Yeah, we could say that for Stanford too. Really, it's true for both teams how young these squads are, but you can bet come conference time, both these teams are going to be prepped and ready with completely different mentalities.
Anna Pringle serving coming out of the timeout. Agee with a pass up to Maxwell. Serve goes right back to her, and Elise Agee has the kill. The Beach with a big point coming out of the timeout. Stanford's lead is trimmed down to 3.
Elise Agee able to swing from the right side to the back left corner. Anna Pringle dove for it, couldn't get hands below the ball.
20-17, Stanford is ahead. Elise Agee floats her serve across the net. Pass from Rubin goes up into the middle, and it's a kill. Once again, Erica Sayer, the freshman middle blocker, up into the double-digit range with 10 kills now on the night. That leads Stanford. It's a great game tonight for the freshman middle blocker. She immediately heads to the bench, though, as the libero Spencer Etzler comes back in to serve. 21-17, Stanford ahead. Etzler with the serve across to Agee. Maxwell backside goes over to King. It's tipped at the net. Now Stanford on the attack. Maxwell digs out the attack from Rubin. Long pass goes into an attack for King. Tip at the net. Stanford keeps it up. Here's a joust. It's on the Beach side, but kept up in the air. Another joust. This time Stanford wins it. Aaliyah Rubin takes advantage of the Beach being out of system and picks up the kill.
Yeah, the Beach at that time out of system. Couldn't quite get back in rhythm once a few stray balls were tracked down, and Stanford able to capitalize as they have all night long.
22-17 the score now as Natalie Reagan will call another timeout. Could feel a bit of deflation in the building after that last point as Stanford is only 3 points away from clinching the match.
Yeah, a little bit of deflation now, but Bruce, it's great to see the crowd that was gathered here tonight. Just so many people coming out to support this women's volleyball team who many in the Big West have underestimated. Picked to finish 5th in the conference this season, but you can imagine that if performances like this continue, we could see a much more improved squad come conference time. This crowd, though, needs to get behind the Beach more. Coach Natalie Reagan, a very emotional coach. She wears her heart on her sleeve. We saw it at so many points last season. You know she's going to want to get this crowd behind her.
Natalie Reagan has been on this Long Beach State coaching staff the last 2 seasons. This is her 2nd season as the head coach, but this is really the first year for Reagan to fully institute her own team culture. It's a brand new roster. It's 6 true freshmen and just a very young team for Reagan to really institute her own systems in full. No real crossover from previous coaching staffs as this is all Reagan's ship now. 22-17 the score as Stanford is ahead. Timeout breaking now as both teams back out on the floor.
Yeah, the head coaching matchup tonight, Bruce, is really fascinating. You have Natalie Reagan on one side and Kevin Hambley on the other, who's in his 9th season. He's already a national champion twice over. You can really see the birth of a program on one side of this gym and the established veteran presence of Kevin Hambley and what he's built at Stanford on the other side.
Spencer Etzler behind the service line for Stanford. She hits it into the net. A big service error there as the Beach get the point. 22-18 now the score. The Beach will need to go on a run here to try and get back into this fourth set.
Yeah, and the woman responsible is going to be Anna Jelenik, stepping behind the service line. No aces for her yet tonight.
Jelenik using two hands to dribble the ball in front of her. Now tosses it up and hits it over. Yu ranges underneath with the set. It's a block by the Beach, but Stanford keeps it up in the air. Second chance, roll shot, cannot get across the net. And Leah Rubin claps her hands together as she could not get the attack over there. Nice job by the Beach front row, and Stanford has their lead trimmed down to 3.
Rare error from Aaliyah Rubin, but now the pressure is back on Jelenik. Just put the ball in play.
Jelenik has done well from behind the service line so far tonight. Another accurate one here. Pass from Pringle goes up to Yu. Yu tries to find the middle, but it's a bit out of rhythm there. Beach on the attack now, and it's kept up in the air. Wow, Stanford able to stay alive there. They scramble and get on the attack. It's dug out by Jelenik. Now Maxwell sets it up across, tip at the net. Kotsakov on the attack there for the Beach. Now Stanford has the kill. Logan Parks able to win the point for the Cardinal. Just a great job by Stanford to fight through a couple of different points where it felt like the Beach had that set or that point bagged, but the Cardinals stayed alive and wind up with it.
Yeah, it was Annabelle Kotsakov putting up the block, just couldn't get her hands around it in time.
Parks serves out of bounds now. Logan Parks too strong on that one. So Stanford ahead 23-20. We're going to have a sub on the Beach side. Maddie Collins will rotate in to take the serve. The Beach desperately needing a run right here.
Interesting substitution here. Logan King already with 2 aces tonight, but Coach Reagan prefers Maddie Collins in this moment.
Collins tosses it up, hits it over. Accurate serve that time. Yu backset goes into the slide play, and it's another kill. Lizzie Andrew picks it up there. The middle blocker for Stanford with her 8th kill tonight. And we've got match point, 24-20, Stanford ahead. And the woman of the hour, Aaliyah Rubin, heads behind the service line for Stanford. It would be a fitting way to end it if Rubin is behind the service line for the Cardinal.
Rubin already tonight 6 aces.
24-20, match point for Stanford. Pass from Jelenik up into a set for Maddie Maxwell, and then a block for Stanford will end this match. Logan King could not get it through, and the roof gives Stanford a 4-set victory over Long Beach State here in the Pyramid. The Beach took the first set in fairly controlled fashion, but Stanford midway through the second set really got into their rhythm and controlled this one all the way through the end. 25-20 is the score in the fourth set. Stanford wins the match in 4 sets.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised, Bruce, if we went back on this broadcast and we're kicking ourselves for thinking an upset might have been possible late on in that second set. Stanford showed their quality tonight, came out of this game, dominated once they flipped that switch on, come out, win 3 straight sets here at the Walter Pyramid, take care of business, and they'll be back again tomorrow.
The standouts tonight for Long Beach State, Elisa Gee making her return to the floor after missing last season as an injury redshirt, picks up 14 kills to lead the team, and then Logan King, 13 kills for the redshirt freshman, was in the program last year getting used to the operation and now comes out and looks really good in her first match for the Beach. On the Stanford side, Erica Sayer leads the Cardinal with 10 kills, but more evenly distributed. You had 8 kills from Logan Parks, 8 kills from Lizzie Andrew, 9 kills from Ipar Kurt, and another 6 kills from Aaliyah Rubin. Overall, Stanford with a diverse attack tonight, able to take this one in 4 sets from Long Beach State.
Yeah, Stanford really impressive tonight. Aaliyah Rubin, though, has to be the standout. Those aces really changed the game. Her problems that she caused in service put Long Beach State behind the 8 ball, and they never looked back. That's why she's an All-American. That's why Stanford is the number 16 in the country. Going forward into this weekend, though, we're going to see a lot more of Long Beach State. Tomorrow, they got Oregon State. Sorry, on Sunday, they have Oregon State. Tomorrow, Stanford plays the Beavers. This is a very exciting squad, though, Bruce. So many positives to take away from this first match here at the Pyramid.
As you said, Stanford will remain here in the Walter Pyramid to play Oregon State tomorrow in this Long Beach State tournament to open this volleyball season. Long Beach has tomorrow off, then we'll be back here at home again on Sunday to play against Oregon State. That one starts at 4 p.m. We'll be on the air for it again. And then for Long Beach, after that Oregon State game, they'll be hosting UCLA on Monday at 5 p.m. That'll do it for us here at the Walter Pyramid. Long Beach drops it in 4 sets as Stanford wins Long Beach State's opener of the season. For JD Beaudry next to me, Sergio Morales monitoring the stream, and the rest of our 22 West sports crew, I'm Bruce Kuntz, and this has been Long Beach State Women's Volleyball on 22 West Radio. We'll be back on the air as Beach Women's Volleyball hosts Oregon State at 4 p.m. on Sunday, as we said. Hope you'll join us for that. And thanks for joining us for the fall opener